Takes a second. Okay. So I'm just going to go through, kind of explain some of the things. And if anybody has any questions or anything, just let me know. I think on here, there's actually, if you go down into reactions, you can do a little raise hand emoji. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Something like that. And you'll appear over here in the top left. And that'll be the easiest way for us to know if you have a question. So if you guys want to do that anytime while I'm going through stuff. And Priscilla, if you have anything to add, just go ahead and add anything.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna try to keep track if anyone's doing the hand thing, because like Brent showed, the two sometimes get mixed up. And so I'll keep track of that for you. And I'm gonna just let you take it. And afterwards, if I need to add anything, I'll add it. I just want to make sure you get everything across. And if you forget anything, I'll.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then I'm just going to go through some of the links we shared with you guys. I'm not sure how many of you got it, but by the way, if anybody needs the syllabuses or the links or anything, let us know after the meeting, and we'll send them all to you. So first, I just want to say the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is where we post all the recordings. We usually post them about a day or two after the meeting. And this is where you'll find them. If you ever come late or miss, you can go on the YouTube channel and you'll find the next one. I think I'm going to start off the next one with the number 1, saying like semester 2. So if you just want to start there, you'll find it. You can go to videos and see it like that. YouTube channel also has the playlist we have that have a bunch of videos in it for each subject within filmmaking. And a lot of these are in the syllabus, but there's so many that a lot of them are also, oh, one second, someone's trying to join. A lot of them are also not. So if anybody wants to go in and just kind of look through them, something you might be interested in, like that we're not studying or something that we are studying and you want to delve a little deeper into, you can go into these playlists. And every time I see a new video that has to do with it, I just add it to the playlist. And if anybody finds any that they think we should share with the group or we should add to one of our playlists, go ahead and feel free to send it our way. Then we have the Facebook group. The Facebook group's more for just kind of like an archive. Like I use it more to like last semester, we used it to post our scripts. We had short scripts that we were all writing and reviewing. And so we posted them here. This semester, we plan to do like a few little scenes, like trying to film scenes that look like scenes in movies, just the camera movements. So we probably post them here as well, and then have everybody review and comment their direction for any comments and feedback they have. But the Facebook group, it's not really used for constant updates. It's more for just like archiving stuff or having projects. And then recently we also made the Reddit. The Reddit, I find it's the easiest to just do little pieces of advice. Like I found a few things that went along with the semester so far, and I've just been adding them throughout. We'll be posting updates, but we won't post the links here because it's public. We'll just be posting like little updates or little helpful hints or something that we think might be interesting to you guys. If anybody's on Reddit, if they want to join that. And then we also just do through WhatsApp. That's our main update through the phone. We update all the changes or any updates of time changes or have the group members share any of their projects or just general chatting about film. You can all do that within the WhatsApp. And then lastly, we contact you guys through the email, and we put you all in an email list and just send out a big email to everybody based on the Zoom meetings or any information we feel like you guys might need. So that's why we requested all that information. Some people were a little nervous giving out their email and stuff. We don't sell your information. We just use it for our email list alone, and that's it. Just to contact you guys, and anybody who ever wants to leave the group, they just let us know, and we take you out of the listing so you're not getting constant updates from us. So if you ever feel like you need to be removed for any reason, just let us know. Or if you just want to be contacted through phone, or if you just want to be contacted through email, let us know that as well. Let's see. So we explained this in the email, but just to be clear, we want to just say that we are not teachers. We are just here to learn with you guys. I'm currently learning, and so is Priscilla. So some things I know a little bit because I've been doing some YouTube stuff throughout the years, but like stuff with editing, I know a little bit, but I'm not professional. So I'm not teaching anything. I'm just trying to learn it and kind of explain and discuss it with you guys as we all learn it together. That's why I created the syllabuses. So I'm going to be learning that stuff with you guys. And so is Priscilla. But we want you guys to feel free to contact us. Any questions you guys have, we have mentors, people that have specific skill sets. Like this semester, a director of photography that's been in business for 30 years joined, and they wanted to be a mentor, but so they can't come to every meeting. They probably won't come to most meetings, but they're there. If we have any questions, we're actually going to contact them tomorrow and kind of go over some stuff with them and ask them a few things about their experiences. But if we ever come across something where somebody's asking us a question and we don't know it, or if we have questions ourselves about cinematography, then we'll go to them and ask and see if they know it, or hopefully they know somebody that knows it, and we'll all learn from that. So if anybody ever has questions, feel free to ask. We're here to try to help everybody learn. And questions are good within the meeting, after the meeting. So just feel free to always ask. What did you say? Oh. Okay. And then I wanted to share, I don't know why I stopped sharing my screen. Let me get back to it. I kind of just wanted to go over the syllabuses real quick for everybody. I'm not sure how many of you were able to actually view them. I know some of you guys joined pretty recently, so I'm just want to make sure everybody's on the same page about what we're going to be doing and what we're going to be learning together. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Take that silence as a no. You guys are just as quiet as the last group.
All right, so we are studying 3 different things this semester: cinematography, working with actors, and that's more for a crew or a director's perspective, less on like how to act, more on where to find actors, how to work with them, how to talk to them and direct them during a production. And then we also have film documents, which are things like non-disclosure agreements, different forms you're going to need for legal reasons, and different forms you want for production to run smoothly and being organized. And we're going to be going through that and trying to have everybody kind of make their own as we go, and then showing how we did it. So I'm going to start with cinematography is our main focus, just because there's so much to it, and it's one of the main things in film. You have the director and the cinematographer are kind of running the show at the top for the art side of things. They are choosing how to shoot it and how to tell the story through those shots. And there's a lot to it that we're probably not gonna be able to cover in just this semester, but we're gonna be covering the basics at least, and then trying to go delve a little deeper later on. This week, we're going to be just looking into, first of all, what is cinematography? What does it mean for anyone who is just starting off? Or maybe there's some things in there that even we don't know that we might learn a thing or two just from hearing what is cinematography, what does it actually mean? Maybe I have a different idea of it in my head than what it really is, stuff like that. And then we're going to be looking at camera shots, different camera shots like wide angles, close-ups, dolly shots, what they are, what they mean, what they look like. And then camera movements, like the basic camera movements: tilt, pan, slide, zoom, stuff like that. So we're going to be looking at all that to see how the basics are set up. And then from there, we'll start learning more in depth later. Working with actors, we're going to look first at like how to find actors. And I would actually like some of the group members to let me know. I'm not really sure how, like, because a lot of these links are from like YouTube, and I've Googled a bunch of stuff. So I'm not sure how legit everything is. So I just want to make sure everything's like legit and everything's real, and you can actually find actors through these sources. So once we learn about them, if anybody says, oh no, that place not a good place to find actors, or I don't know about, trying to do this, or if they have another recommendation that we didn't show in the syllabus, let us know. And we'll be talking about that Thursday. And then we also have how to set up a casting call. Once you get the actors, how are you going to set up a casting call to audition them? Are you going to do it virtually? Or are you going to do it in person, and how it's done? And then over in film documents, I just have the call sheet, which is the really important sheet that you get when you first get on set. It's going to tell you, well, before you get on set, they send it out to you to let you know where it's going to take place, who's in charge, all that kind of information that you need. And we'll see how it looks and how to read it. And maybe like we can make our own next week or something like that. Okay. So does anybody have any questions or anything about any of that?
I've got a question.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's just say that Thursday you I might not be able to make it on Thursday. Is there any this is recorded, right?
Yeah, so right now I'm recording. Usually we record the main like discussion and the main learning parts, and then the before and after is kind of just general chat.
Okay.
But you will have a recording, unless something messes up, but usually we record it every single time we have a meeting.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Somebody else had a question?
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
These syllabuses look fantastic, and I'm wondering, where are they stored? Where are they located?
The syllabuses.
Bring the email that he sent.
Yeah, we sent an email to you. If you didn't get it, let us know and we will send it to you again.
There's a link in the email.
But it should have been attached to the second email or at the bottom of the first email for some of you guys.
Also, let us know if any of our emails are going to spam. Sorry, honey. It's just we had that issue last semester. We believe we fixed it, but let us know if you're not receiving any of the emails.
Yeah, a bunch of the members were saying they weren't receiving the emails because they were going to spam for something we had within them. It was like maybe a exclamation mark we had inside of it was making it seem like spam. I don't know what it was.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember the email. We tried
This
to
is 100% free, no money back.
yeah. So we tried to fix it. So I hope it's going to all your guys' main emails, but if it's going to spam, let us know so we can try to see if we can fix it further or find out what the problem is. But did anybody else have any questions about?
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
How did you get the shirt, the walls, and the chair to match?
He's obsessed with red and black. That's how.
That's some pretty real
Also my
stuff. Like
phone.
that's dedication.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
convince him to not make the entire house that
She wouldn't let me get the bed. She wouldn't let me get the bed, but everything else.
Well, I don't.
Beautiful.
Well, your mom got us those sheets. I'm getting better ones. So.
All right.
Soon enough, he's just going to be a floating head.
Oh my God, the shirt! I only noticed that now. Oh gosh.
I did it on purpose.
Of course you did.
Does anybody else have any questions about the syllabuses or anything? Okay, one other thing we're doing in this semester is we are going to be adding, like we said, the small groups. Sarah, actually, would you? Oh, Brent, are you having a question?
Yeah, I was saying I didn't see it in the email. I got the link for the Zoom call, but I don't see the syllabus.
Okay, I'll send it to you after the meeting then.
All right.
But yeah, like we said, if anybody didn't get it, or if anybody's watching this recording and you didn't get it, let us know. We'll email it to you or text it to you, I guess, if you don't want to stay email. But yes, Sarah, would you like to explain your group a little? The acting thing? Oh, you're on mute.
That might help.
You would think a little more.
So Sundays at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Pacific time, I'm running a.
That's fine. I'm just moving it a little.
I was just trying to.
All right, go ahead.
I'm running an acting workshop style audition style where we get to work a scene with each other and improve our acting skills, get some practice in, and have some fun. So it's a low stress kind of atmosphere where we get to just play around with the characters and build onto character study a little bit. And then at the end, I might record it depending on if the people in the group are comfortable with that. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. So it's open if anyone is interested. I can add my email, and if you're interested, you can just send me
Add your email to the WhatsApp, babe, because it's going to disappear when we close the tab.
Yeah,
very,
I'm gonna close
very
the Zoom.
developed.
it's on the
Yeah, so I'll
WhatsApp.
do that. And then if you would like to join, just send me an email and I can set that up. So it starts at the beginning of every month. So we've already had our first class this month. Yeah, and then I'm running it as four classes.
Cool. Okay.
And this is for acting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's for acting, right? And it's Sundays, 1 p.m. and it's in a 4-week session. Is that right? So every
Yeah.
month it's 4 weeks.
So we have
Later-
one
To
more
what?
script.
1 to what?
1
Like, how
p.m. How
long is
long
it?
do they usually last?
Mhm.
Right now it's a couple hours, depending on how many people are there. Since it's just a few of us, it's just a couple hours. Of course, if it'll extend if a few more people would like to join.
Later, Coda's
So
going to
20
explain a
people
little.
doing it's an all-day thing.
Not an all day thing, like
I'm
three,
just
four,
kidding.
like 3 hours or yeah.
It's only 15 hours long.
Coda's going to
it's too
explain
long,
a
I-
little. Oh, sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
If it's too long, I could always split it into 2 groups as well. So, but that's not been an issue yet. So
I understand. No, I was just
Uh, I was just going to
This
say,
one-
Coda is going to explain a little better the small group ideas we had for the semester. Just like
So
individual.
yeah, some people will still want to learn screenwriting. And since we learned that last semester, we were going to have a small group for that. So anybody who wants to learn screenwriting, let us know and we'll try to group everybody together. I still
Me.
want to write myself,
Me.
but I'll probably only be writing on the weekends while I'm at work, on lunch. So I'll take part in it, but I won't be as active as I will be in the main group. So if
I'll try
anybody-
to be as active as possible on as much as I can. So I'll pop in the little groups here and there. And if you guys ever need any resources, you let me know and I'll look it up. Sorry, honey, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, so that's the thing. We're just trying to put like whatever subject people want to learn, put them together in a group so they can learn it together. And then somebody might want to lead it, I guess, or I don't know how. We'll have to like figure out the logistics. This is new, so we're still not sure how exactly we want to go about it. But we just know some people still want to learn screenwriting, and that might be the only thing they want to learn. So we'd want to group them together and still have them within the group, just to learn from them. And maybe they've learned stuff that we didn't even learn last semester, or maybe they want more feedback on some of their scripts, stuff like that.
I was
So
even
if
going
there's
to
any
talk
subject
to.
you guys want to learn that we aren't currently learning or that we learned already in the last semester, let us know. And we'll try to see how many people want to learn that and see if you guys want to get together and make a small group out of it.
Yeah, I was going to see if I could talk to James and maybe see if he could help me like co-manage it for a couple classes until we get it more stabilized and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I have the time, I might be able to do at least a screenwriting one. Help everyone with research and stuff.
Right.
And I'm not
Yeah.
like a
So yeah, we can
specialist.
use
But
the old syllabuses and then add to them whatever you guys
Yeah.
find. So anything like that. We're here to try to help as well with that stuff. But since it's new, like I said, I'm just not exactly sure how it's going to go down yet. So I just wanted to mention that though.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully. Another thing I wanted to mention was so the meetings for this group for those 3 subjects we're learning are Mondays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. to usually around 10 or 11. Sometimes it goes longer depending on how much we have to cover. But we also have a book study where we're going to be reading, this semester, we're going to be reading, what was it? Directing
we were gonna.
Actors. It's a book called Directing Actors. I can send the link. And And we're going to be reading Directing Actors, and then we're going to pick a book from Cinematography to read. And we're going to be doing a discussion on Wednesday nights for whoever wants to be in that book study to have like a deeper delve into this stuff. We're going to be reading those chapters and then coming together and discussing them and trying to, like, if anybody, like sort of like this, but for book study only. And that's just, if anybody wants, they can let us know and we'll add them into that Wednesday group. But if you don't feel like it, or if you don't have time, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with not being in it.
Oh, Lakota, I forgot to tell you, like, you know that book, the A to Z film terms? You should bring that up, and you can also get it on the Apple store now. The
But yeah,
bookstore.
I actually have the little the actual physical book of it.
Yeah, I do too, but it's always good to have a digital version too. But it's good to mention for people so if they want to learn film terms.
Yeah, film terminology. There was a book we read called A to Z Film Terminology, or Film Terms. That was what it was called, right? And that helps. It goes through a bunch of the different terminology used on set in a movie, and it helps
It's
you
basically the film Bible.
Yeah.
Of course, with our studying last semester, we did also discover that there are quite a few differences, and it varies a lot from country to country and from set to set. So not all of them are like written in stone. So that was also something too.
Yeah, we've learned that, like, on different sets, depending on how big the budget is and what the production is or where it's located, there's different words they use for meaning different things. So it will be based depending on which set you're on, but some of the words are universal.
One thing we learned is just as soon as you're on a set, ask questions. It's maybe not to the director, but like to people that know a little bit more than you, so you can make sure that it means what you think it means. We went through one thing where a bunch of us thought one thing meant one thing, and it actually did in a lot of places, but in another place it meant something completely different or the opposite of it. So
Striking.
Yeah.
Striking means to turn on lights on a film set, but it also means, apparently in Canada, it means, what does it mean, Daniel?
To turn off light, to kill the lights.
Right.
Usually for turn on lights, it's basically, oh no, now I forget. What is it? It's striking, and I'll get back to you on that.
Dining?
No.
Something like that. But yeah, so that was a confusion that we had last semester. So if there's anything ever like that, if anyone ever disagrees with anything that we're learning, speak up, let us know, and then we'll
Sparking.
Okay.
Sparking or sparked
for turning on the light.
Yeah.
So if you know
You
something,
could have striking, and it would be the same thing. So it's just
be
some of that stuff.
Oh, sorry. Just be like, is this, like, I heard it this way in this place that I worked at, or something like that. And some things
And never
are different.
ask the producer.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that one thing's right or one thing's completely right or wrong. Sometimes it's just different, Of course, there will be right and wrong.
I feel like we might have the same problem this semester with certain shots. I feel like certain directors probably call an extreme close-up one thing, and then like it means something else to another one. So we'll probably,
I think I have heard those differences in some.
Like where some people will say an extreme
commentaries.
close-up's like just the eyes, and some people will say no, it's the eyebrows and the eyes. And
Every
very slim differences, but still different.
Every set is different, and they have their own terminology. For like close-ups and shots and stuff, it's more or less. It's more important to know those types of shots when you're in a like studio environment, like news, because they use it the most. But like when you're on a film set, like it's not as important to know these terms. It is important, but it's not as, because when you're working in news, like it's live news and you're communicating back and forth with directors and whatnot. So, but like you were saying, like every set you go has like different, like your idea of a close-up might be different from my idea from a close-up. So
yeah, exactly. So I feel like if anybody feels like it's different when we're learning about it, let us know, and we'll discuss that later on.
We'll just make up our own terminology.
I'd like to hear Devinder talk a lot more too, because he's got a lot of experience. So if you're there, dude, and you ever hear anything, you're a super valuable resource, it sounds like. So
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, if there's ever something we're saying that you disagree with, or if you've like experienced something else, or anybody for that matter, just let us know. And that's why learning together is good, you know, to not just have a one way of looking at things, but hear all the
We got a
different
goat in the
perspectives.
group.
You're muted.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. On day one, I just wanted to be the observer, you know, how everything is run down here. But yes, absolutely. I've gone through the trenches right from lifting lights and helping the crew members, and then becoming the production manager and the actor and so on. So I have been through that route, and right now I'm focusing more on my acting because I'm averaging about 3 auditions a week, and because you have to in Canada, all auditions are usually self-tape, and
Yep.
to get your reader and you get your cameraman, you're exhausted by the weekend, because now they're giving you 2 or 3 days to record, edit, and send back the file to your casting agent. So you just go these days.
Mhm.
It's kind of good. Like if you learn how to self-tape your own auditions. Like I've done self-tape auditions with actors before, and like I just give them a list of equipment they can get so they can do their own self-tapes. And because it's not that difficult for the self-tape submissions. And I have seen a lot of actors go and tape their own stuff and submit it and get some good results from it.
So I'll definitely send mine to you.
Oh, yeah, go for it. I'm down.
Yeah, definitely.
Brian, I do have a fully fledged studio. If I may turn the camera towards my studio.
Oh wow, we coming to visit you.
Look at that.
Canada?
There's a sound.
Soundproof?
Areas. Yes, it's all soundproof. All these are soundproof boxes. So, and there's the Sony camera, and of course the other gadgets and so on. You know,
Pack of bags. You're going to Canada, guys.
yeah. So I
Well,
have.
where's your iPhone?
Look at Brent already inviting himself to the guy's house.
So I do have all the stuff. It's just the issue is coming when you can't find a reader, and due to COVID, no one wants to come down to your location. So you have to find creative ways, like going on a Zoom or FaceTime or something, you know. So I hope this COVID devil goes away and things go back to normal. We just have to drive to the studio, do your stuff, and come back. But now it's on actor's shoulder to study, do your revision, remember your lines, and then line up your camera person, your editor, your readers, and on top of that, you are trying to research your own role, and so by the time you do 3 auditions and make the files and make sure you put them back on time, because otherwise Actors Access only gives you a certain time to submit your audition. If you're late, then you cannot submit your audition either. So you wasted all your time.
Yeah.
So it has to be done on time and exactly on the day they ask you to do it.
Yeah, acting, auditioning can be a lot of work. Location plays a big part as well. Like I'm in DC, so like it's a small pond where I'm at, but I've heard a lot of actors go to California, New York, and it's just a bigger pond.
Atlanta too. Atlanta's becoming
Yeah.
very big.
Atlanta is getting very big. I actually know 2 or 3 actors that went to Atlanta and got some roles. I know a girl that was in that movie with Batista, the Stuber movie. I know her.
Oh, right.
I know Trey Chaney, who's doing Trey Chaney from The Wire.
Okay.
Yeah, I know him personally.
Nice.
But he's in Atlanta now. But you know, I talk to him a lot, and he says like the competition is like you audition for a role, and you have like 100 other yous, 100 other people that look like you and sound like you that are willing to take that role.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like,
No one's gonna sound like you.
oh,
Keep that in your head.
you'd be surprised, man. Like,
Aye, bro.
All you gotta do is put a crick in your voice. Ain't nobody like me. I'm one and only. Ain't nobody gonna sound like me. They ain't gonna act like me. They gonna never be me.
That's definitely true. Brent is one of a kind. I was just gonna.
Good
Oh,
stuff,
sorry, Sarah.
Brian.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's always been in my head too. Like, there's a lot of competition, but if you think about that, that's for almost any job. There's a lot of competition, a little bit more with acting videos, but at the same time, nobody is you, and they're not going to play the
True.
part the exact same way that you are going to play it. So it comes down to that specifications and knowing yourself and knowing the character. There's a whole bunch that I can go over more when if you guys want. But yeah,
Yep. We ain't
I just
scared of
wanted to
no
add that in.
ghosts. We ain't scared of no director.
Block
Producer. We ain't scared of nobody.
Ghostbusters.
that's my favorite movie. Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Life. Sick. Well,
We're gonna
goodness.
call.
I was just gonna say that that's exactly what we were stating that last semester, because a lot of people that we talked to, there were a few people that were like, oh, well, you guys don't need to be working this hard or having this rigorous of like time schedules and planning and like knowing every little thing or whatever. And the thing is, the people at the top, the people that we're studying and we're hearing from that had made it, they almost all of them have said it is good for a director to know a little bit about almost every part of their production. It is good for an actor to know screenwriting, to know directing, to know these things, because it makes you stand apart. And the work ethic as well, because he was like, oh, actually on set, it's not this like time, it's not perfect timing, it's not this. Well, we wanted to make ourselves stand apart in the sense that we are professional. We want to be there on time. We want to give our all. And that will make us stand out because we're going to give it 100%. If that's not the industry norm, quote unquote, we want to make it our norm. And that'll make us get more jobs. That'll make us be more indispensable, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy because like a lot of people are just like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, because I was like, they were asking me why I wanted to set this up. And I was like, well, I kind of want to learn a little bit of everything. I'm more into directing. Directing and writing is more my thing. But they're like, oh, then why don't you just learn that? I was like, oh, I kind of want to understand where everyone else is coming from. And so I can know it myself too, especially for an indie production. If I need to step in and do multiple things, I want to know how to do it. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. Once you get on set, the directors barely know anything. Like,
that's not good.
Not good, yeah.
If you're an actor, I feel like that's like, it's really good to know everything, because I think like the goal of auditioning isn't just to approximate the character's literal actions. It's also to like approximate the vision of the people who are looking at you. So like if you know stuff about like the cinematography, you can kind of guess like, and like I'm picturing like you can maybe picture like what it will look like as like in like a rudimentary sense. Like you can probably guess, and in that way you might be able to better like, you know, be the person they're looking for or something.
All
like
right,
that.
Collins, I taught you well, man. That's a good
Just
answer, Collins.
Just you?
I'm learning from the community.
No, but it's also like for script writing, knowing the script is really good for an actor too. So it's just different things. Like it's always good to know more. I feel like it's always good to know more.
And it's always good to network. I feel like learning in this group is gonna, you know, create relationships in the future. And, you know, like definitely what V was saying, working on different projects together. And also you're learning now, you have me being more into acting. Like I never really did being a director. And see how Collins was explaining about you picturing yourself. When you start really shooting on a camera and you start seeing how it looked and how you picturing it is totally different. So now you can have a better in depth about what you need to do on set. And
a good example we gave last semester, we were watching, I forgot the YouTube channel, but they have some really good videos about screenwriting, and they have all kinds of screenwriters in Hollywood and beyond that have done like all sorts of different things, shows, movies, miniseries, and they were giving their expertise on things. And one of them, he was an actor almost full time.
Yeah, it's called Film.
And film what?
Film Courage is
yeah,
that's the YouTube channel that we were talking
that's
about.
the one. And what he was saying was that he was working as an actor full time, doing this secondary role on this TV show. I think it was Gilmore Girls or something. And while he was doing it, he was writing every moment that he had, as many scripts as he could. And he said that not only because he wanted to be a script writer, but he was being an actor right now because that's what paid the bills. But he still wasn't giving up on his dream. He was still writing every second that he had. He wasn't just sticking to his dream script. He was working hard to have multiple in case, like, oh, okay, if someone likes the way you write, but this isn't necessarily what they want. Okay, I have this, I have that, And he said that made him a better actor as well, and a better writer, a better script writer, because he understood the perspective of the actor and he understood the perspective of the writer. He could read scripts better. He could understand the feelings, motivations behind them. And so just knowing, of course, you don't have to be a specialist in everything, but it's good to know a little bit of everything and to try to be as hardworking and set yourself apart as much as possible, and not listen to the people that tell you to it's fine if you give half effort. Most people do. Well, you don't want to be most people, right? So you want to be different. You want to set yourself apart.
Yeah. All right. Back to the stuff.
Not that most people are bad guys. Don't get me wrong here.
Back to what I wanted to go over. One of the last things was we might not do this. We're not sure yet. We had the plan to do a short film at the end of this semester, but we thought COVID would be over by now, and we're not sure what the restrictions are still and what's going to be happening. And we wanted to get everybody together, and we still want to see where everyone's located to see how we want to go about doing it. But we were planning to, if we do it, we were planning to either have two groups, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, and we each make a collaborative effort of a short film in each area. Or we might do a short film here and then have a Zoom meeting for everyone who can't actually be physical on set to watch through Zoom to see kind of how we're going about doing it, give their feedback, maybe have certain job functions be virtual, maybe a screen supervisor could be virtual if we set them up right. It's a lot of different things we're trying to do, but we're not sure if we're going to be able to do it because of COVID. And so we're still waiting and seeing how that's going to work out. We're hoping by the end of the month, we'll have a better, we'll know better if we're going to be able to do it or not, pretty much.
Robert, did you have a question, Robert?
Oh, no, I was just giving the thumbs up emoji.
Okay, because some people get it mixed up. That's why I asked.
I didn't want to mention that in the email because there's some people that just come to try to do on-set stuff, and I feel like that doesn't always work. You shouldn't only want to do on set. And we've had people that were like, "Are you working on AAA productions?" I'm like, "No." "Oh, well, then I don't want to be a part of your group." Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Like, people can be really bougie.
I was gonna say, do you think I'd be on Craigslist if I was
yeah, and how are you bougie on Craigslist? I'm trying to figure that out. I don't understand. What are you doing here?
I mean, not to crap on Craigslist,
yeah.
That's how we got it.
Had one
But
person
we understand that there's some there's hands-on knowledge is very good and it's very easy, but we try to make it both book learning, learning on through video, and then also hands-on when we can. But yeah, so that was a plan we have, and we'll talk more about it as we continue on, and we'll see if we can actually do it or not. But I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys to kind of understand what we're trying to do. And then each semester after this, we'll try to do a short film at the end and just try to see if we can get better and better with each one.
Yeah, I heard that they'll have vaccines and stuff coming out now, so that's a good sign that things are.
I'm getting my vaccine tomorrow. Woohoo.
Yeah, they're becoming more publicly available, so that's good.
So I'm guessing that
So,
soon after
sorry.
things will clear up.
So just to be clear, we're not like discouraging anyone from wanting to get out and chase it and try it and do it. We just know from experience of professionals and from the experiences of ourselves as well, and most of the people that made it, it's a lot. Unfortunately, we have this pretty dream of the film industry and think that it's going to be just fun and just, oh, I'm going to get there and do my passion project and make it work. And a lot of work goes into it, a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of money. So it's just, unfortunately, a lot of people just are like, oh, you guys are just wasting your time. Why don't you just get up and do it? You know, and it's like, it's, you know, it
Not
takes,
that easy.
Yeah, you
yeah,
want to learn it first and then get into it before, you know, just jumping.
because then you'll do the best job
Anyway,
possible.
so why make it like that?
Even if you know it, like it's still, you know, hard to. It's a long process. The more you know, it's going to be a long process. And if it's too easy, it's not going to be good. That's all I have to say about that. If it's something that's too easy, then yeah, chances are you didn't get good results, because everything that's good
It's hard.
is hard.
Yeah.
That's what makes it worth it, right? Like
That's what
I'm too easy and I'm very good.
Okay, honey, sorry. You can
All right,
finish.
does anybody have any questions about anything else? Or oh, hold on, someone trying to join. All right, does anybody have any questions about anything?
I really need a cricket sound effect.
Exactly.
I'm telling you,
All right,
these
so
people,
the very last thing I wanted to go over is just that communication in this industry and any industry really is incredibly important. We're thankful for everybody who let us know that they couldn't make it today or that they were going to be late. Everybody else, if you could do that each time, it really helps us to know who's coming, when they're coming, and you know,
You'll get an email from me, and I also will, you know, sorry to interrupt, but I also will let you know through WhatsApp as well.
Okay, cool, thank you. And if anybody else, you know, if you're going to be late or if you can't make it, even if you're like, hey, I got this project, I'm going to be working for 4 weeks, just let us know so we know what's going on, because we've had plenty of people that come in and then they just no communication. We reach out to them after 2 weeks, and if they still don't talk to us and they don't let us know what's going on, or if they're still a part of the group, we're going to end up removing them, because we want people to be more active in this group. So, and if at any point, like we said, if at any point you guys feel like this isn't for you, or you can't due to a schedule reason or any other reason, just let us know, and we'll take you out to like current members and put you on like the return list if you want to return eventually, maybe like another semester, or if you just want out of the group, we can put you on like the don't return list. So that way you stop receiving all the emails, the texts, and whatever else.
I just want to make sure, because communication is an important part of this industry as a whole. So we want to make sure we learn to, like, even if it's for a few
be
weeks.
sure
like
to
you
read
said.
through everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm gonna pull you guys' ear just a little bit, just a little bit. I don't know who
Yeah,
you
my
are.
ears are so big from you pulling it.
Oh shush. We know y'all pretend, but we know y'all didn't read the whole email. Okay, we know who you are, and we're just saying we know it's huge, we know it's big, but at the end of the day, it's important. And like a question you might have might be on there, and you didn't read it. You know, and we got a lot of stuff to do, and then you ask the same thing 3 times over, you know. We still answer, of course, but we're just saying read the message. And for those of you that are not blind, there is a feature on Google and on iPhone that probably not a lot of you know. You can get Siri to read it to you and Google to read it to you if you know you don't want to.
What?
If you not surprisingly, not a lot of people know about it, and that's what I do sometimes. I just have it read the message to me. So if you're busy, or if your eyes hurt, if you don't feel like reading that entire thing, just copy and read and have it read it for you. That'll save you a lot of time, a lot of work, and you'll get all the info down. We're working on getting a video.
Once we get ready to actually, if we do end up doing a short film later this semester or next semester, and you guys are still part of the group, there's going to be a lot to read over, like contracts and stuff like that, just like non-disclosure agreements, everything like that. So it's always important to read through the stuff that you're sent. Any updates or any changes to anything, it's always good to go in and read it, especially if you're trying to make your own project and you're getting like a distribution deal or something. It's definitely want to go over whatever kind of contract they're trying to give you, because they might be trying to screw you over and you just
yes
know because you're not reading it. So
we were so
anything that's
worried.
sent to you, it's just good to get in the habit of, you know, reading through the whole thing and you know, trying to understand it as best you can. And anything you don't understand, you just ask questions about. So
because we
just want to make sure everyone's reading it. So
yeah, because we don't want to be
everyone's on the same
annoying. We don't want to be annoying to you guys or anything. It's just because the first thing we thought of was, holy, oh, I thought you said it was me. I was like, as I'm annoying. Sorry.
I think he said
Apparently,
that to you.
apparently I'm also
He
deaf.
access Siri through his emails.
What did you say?
Go on your phone and do it.
I can record it at some point and show it to you guys. But what I was gonna say is just like, it's not because we're trying to be like annoying, like read the dang message. No, it's just because, like he said, you're gonna come across contracts, you're gonna come across important documents that if you don't read the whole way through, if you don't create that habit, you might get screwed over. You know, you might end up missing something important. Or if you're at work, for example, and you have either a contract or something that they gave you to read over, and you ask them a question. I wasn't going to say stupid question because there's no such thing as stupid questions. But well, on a set there is. But if you ask them a question and it's on there, they're going to look at you, you know?
Yeah,
Heck,
like
they
this
might even
industry,
fire
like
you.
if you're going into someone else's, like not this group specifically, but if you're going to like some semi-professional or professional setting and you're going on a set, they're going to want you to know everything that they sent you and know all the stuff. And if you don't know it, it's a very, you know, like, what do you call it? Like they cut you out and you're out if you don't show that you're willing to go over all the stuff and know what they sent you. Then they'll just be like, oh, he's out. He's not even paying attention, stuff like that. So it's very like cutthroat industry. And we need to just be aware of that as we continue learning together and improving ourselves within this industry. All right. So yeah, does anybody have any questions or comments, ideas?
Concerns.
No? All right. I'm gonna stop.
You guys can say no too, right? You don't have to be like